Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwegbe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Night Concert. We sincerely apologize for the glitch with audio at the start of the news. Thank you so very much for your understanding. The House of Representatives has summoned Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, over the spate of kidnappings and other security challenges in the nation's capital. The House also summoned the Commissioner of Police, Peter Okbara, and Director General of the State Security Services, Adiola Ajayi, to appear before the Committee of FCT, Police Affairs and National Security and Intelligence. The summons followed a motion of urgent public importance moved by Ismail Dabo during the plenary session. Dabo said he recently lost his aide to operatives of One Chance who dumped her body by the roadside after robbing her. The Senate has constituted a 6-member committee headed by Senator Eyinaya Abaribe to investigate drug allegations against the deputy leader of the Senate, Senator Oyelola Yisa Ashiru, APC Kwara South. This followed a personal explanation by Ashiru under Order 42 of the Senate rules, in which the lawmaker said his privileges were breached by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the LEA. The agency had said Senator Ashiru's house in Ilorin, Kwara State was raided and consignment of drugs recovered. Chairman of the agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marawa, retired, made the allegation during a press conference. Farouk Lawan, a former member of the House of Representatives, has regained freedom from the Kuje Custodial Center in Abuja. Lawan, who was the chairman of the House Committee of Representatives Adult Committee on Fuel Subsidy regime, was arraigned in 2013 after he allegedly demanded a bribe of $3 million from billionaire businessman Femi Otedola, who accused him of receiving the sum of 500,000 naira. The bribe was said to help influence the removal of his name from oil companies from the list of indicted ones in the fuel subsidy scam of 2012. On an appeal by Lawan, the panel held that the prosecution failed to prove that he demanded and agreed to accept the sum from Otedola to exonerate his company from the list of indicted firms. Justice Simon Ameboda of the Federal High Court in Kano has restrained the State Independent Electoral Commission, KANSIAC, from conducting the local government council's election scheduled to hold on Saturday. The judge held that the appointment of chairman and members of the commission, being card-carrying members of the NNPP, was in contravention of sections 197 subsection 1 and 200 subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and section 4 subsection B of Kano State Independent Electoral Commission Law 2001. The court held that the commission, as presently constituted, cannot conduct the local government council election. The court therefore directed the Independent National Electoral Commission not to release election materials to KANSIAC unless when properly constituted. The election has already been scheduled for Saturday. Kano State's Hisbah Commission has declared Jigawa State Commissioner for Special Duties, Awalu Sankara, wanted. Sankara was earlier arrested by operatives of the commission on allegation of having an affair with a married woman. Global Television correspondent Idris Jibrin tells us more.
Addressing a news conference, Commander General of the Kano State Hisbah Commission, Aminu Ibrahim Daurawa, says Awalu Sankara and one Tasnim Babanabeg were arrested along Lamido Crescent on suspicion of having an affair. Hisbah officials went to the venue where they were, where we are suspecting them to be, and we met them there inside car. Even the Tasnim herself, she hits 5 of our operatives, destroy their phones, but still we managed to arrest them and brought them here to Hisbah Command. Awalu was granted a bail but refused to show up to the command for possible settlement with the husband of Tasnim. They requested for settlement, and Hisba agreed that they should settle out of court, especially Nasiru Buba and Tasnim, because they have children in between them. I personally called Awal Sankara to come here. He told me he is not aware that there is going to be a settlement here today, but he said he is coming. So we have waited this long. He has not come. So right now, we are declaring him wanted.
Muke ta jiransa gashi yanzu har karfe 5:30 da minti 4 bai zo ba.
According to Tasnim husband, one Nasiru Buba, he has been suspecting his wife's affair with Awalu Sankara, hence his official report to the Hisba Commission, whose operatives later stormed Awalu's guest house at Lamido Crescent in Kanu.
It's not like allegedly, you understand? Like, we have evidences, we have videos, we have a lot of things, audios and so on. We've been tracking them with Hisba, and sometimes even the police helped us in some of the movement.
Although all attempts to speak with Awalu Sankara were not successful, the Jigawa state government has since announced the suspension of Awalu, pending investigation into the allegation against him. From Kanu, Idris Jubrin reporting for Global.
Oh, thank you so very much, Idris Jibrin, for reporting for us from Kano. The West African Examinations Council, WAEC, is set to conduct the second series, its computer-based West African Senior Certificate Examination, from Friday, October 25 to Friday, December 20, 2024. WAEC disclosed this in a statement by spokesman Moyoshola Adeshina. The council says the examination would adopt the hybrid mode of delivering the examination, adding that the registration period has been extended till Tuesday, October 29, 2024. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the suit filed by 19 states challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The court is set to communicate a date for judgment to all parties. The plaintiffs in the suit anchored their claims on the Supreme Court's precedent in Dr. Joseph Wombike versus Federal Republic of Nigeria, arguing that it was the UN Convention Against Corruption that was reduced into the EFCC Establishment Act, noting that in enacting this law in 2004, the provision of the Section 12 of the Nigerian Constitution was not followed. They argued that in bringing a contravention and convention into the Nigerian law, the provision of Section 12 must be complied with. The National Security Advisor, NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, says the federal government is investigating Gulf of Guinea as a major route for arms trafficking into Nigeria. Ribadu made this known at a two-day seminar on climate change and the changing dynamics of arms proliferation and insecurity in the Gulf of Guinea, Nigeria in Perspective in Abuja. The seminar was organized by the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons Office of the National Security Advisor in collaboration with the Global Network for Human Development. Let's turn to Edo State now, where 240 cases of Lassa fever and 21 deaths have been recorded last December and March this year. Joseph Okegwale, a medical doctor and director of viral and emergent pathogens control and research ERA specialist teaching hospital in Edo State, stated this during the first edition of the College of Medical Sciences lecture series organized by Edo State University, titled University Community Collaboration in Lassa Fever Research, Advancing Diagnostic Capacity and Vaccine Development in Nigeria. He says that the World Health Organization has classified Lassa fever as a priority disease for research and development. You're watching News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Cycle returns, Transmission Company of Nigeria reviews transmission problem causes power outage in most of northern Nigeria. We'll bring you those details and more stories after this break. Please stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of News Cycle with Uyi Agumofwegbe. Thank you so very much for your time. In business, experts at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, have observed that Nigeria and other economies in sub-Saharan Africa urgently need to create jobs for their growing populations. Athene Laws and Fathen Saliba, two economists at the African Development Department of the IMF, stressed that the need for quick response to this challenge is pressing across the region, especially in fragile and low-income countries. The experts who made the submission at an analytical corner at the ongoing World Bank IMF meetings in Washington, D.C., noted that three main challenges must be tackled to address job creation concerns in the region. They say these include transforming informality, addressing firm growth borders and barriers, and accelerating structural transformation. Nigeria is set to benefit from Germany's ambitious €4 billion investment in green energy projects across Africa by 2030. This was disclosed in a statement by the Director of Media and Corporate Communications at the National Space Research and Development Agency, Dr. Felix Ale. Ale shared the insights following the German Federal Foreign Office H2 Diplo study tour, during which Nigeria's Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Nnaji, emphasized the strategic importance of this collaboration. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lukobiri, and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission have expressed different views regarding the Commission's target of increasing oil production by an additional 1 million barrels per day within 12 to 24 months. The initiative, which aims to enhance the country's energy outputs and contributes to economic growth, will increase the current oil production capacity from 1.6 million barrels per day to 2.6 million barrels by 2026. Speaking at an event to celebrate the third anniversary of the Commission's establishment in Abuja, the NUPRC chief, Gbenga Komolafe, announced the plan to explore 1 million barrels of oil in addition to the current stock supplied by various stakeholders. The Consul General of the United States Consulate in Lagos, Nigeria, Will Stevens, has said that Nigeria and the U.S. have a $10 billion annual trade relationship. Stevens disclosed this in Lagos while speaking at the opening ceremony of the African Growth and Opportunity Act's workshop with Proper Africa. The workshop aims to equip export-ready Nigerian businesses, Nigeria Customs Service, trade officials, and relevant stakeholders with the necessary knowledge and skills to maximize the benefits of AGOA and improve its utilization in Nigeria. Stevens said the U.S. and Nigeria have an incredibly balanced trade relationship. Let's take you to the foreign scene now, where an infection with the new monkeypox variant Clade 1b has been detected in Germany for the first time. This was made known by the Robert Koch Institute Health Authority. According to the institute, the infection occurred abroad and was detected last Friday, noting that it did not see an increased risk for Germany, but was monitoring the situation very closely. Mpox, a viral disease related to smallpox that causes fever, body aches, swollen lymph nodes, and a rash that forms into blisters, has two main subtypes, Clade 1 and Clade 2. From May 2022, Clade 2 spread around the world, mostly affecting gay and bisexual men in Europe and the United States. In July 2022, the World Health Organization declared an international public health emergency, its highest level of alarm over the spread. The United Kingdom government, through its Home Office International Operations, says its collaboration with Nigeria in the fight against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking is yielding positive results. Head of UK Home Office International Operations, Victoria Pollen, stated this when she led her colleague, Christopher Hawksfield, on a visit to the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency headquarters in Abuja. The meeting was held to sign a renewed memorandum of understanding between the UK authorities and the NDLEA. Let's take a look at sports for you. The president of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Patrice Motsepe, has said that a proper investigation is ongoing following the recent controversy surrounding Nigeria's AFCON qualifier against Libya. The president also emphasized that the Confederation will not tolerate any lack of sportsmanship in African football. Motsepe, during a press conference after the 46th Ordinary General Assembly in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, spoke in response to the difficult conditions the Nigerian national team faced during their trip to Libya, which raised concerns about player safety and fair treatment. The Nigeria traveled to Libya for their crucial AFCON qualifier, where they encountered several challenges, including redirection of their flight, over 18-hour delay at the airport, and logistical complications that affected the team's preparation. Leicester City's midfield powerhouse Wilfred Ndidi has secured his place among Nigeria's Premier League legends, becoming the 9th Nigerian to reach 200 appearances in England's top flight. With his achievements, Ndidi joins an exclusive group of Nigerian football players who have had a lasting impact on the Premier League. Ndidi has established himself as a staple in Leicester's midfield because of his consistency and work ethic. He is currently behind the number of appearances made by well-known athletes like Victor Moses, 220, and Victor Anechebe, 205. That's some landmark achievements there for Wilfred Ndidi. And that's the full cycle on the news here on Global Television, and it came to you from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We would love to remind our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365, Star Times 276, and free to air on Nigecomsat. We encourage you to kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using the handle at Global TV NG and other handles as you now see on your screen. I'm Uyi Agumofwegbe saying a big thank you to you for watching. At top of the hour, we will join Michael Ledika to bring you Big Talk.